oi mama ojo kolonko oi mama kolo mana eba mana eba mana eba da una ken kliva 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 o tene sa ne memo na to me na berasi na ne de ma no chirese na me ne oh na su na me ne oh me see ye.
Thank you so much, Vandals. Thank you so much. 6 minutes more to the to kick off, and we quickly go through the lineup again. But before that, our commentary will be coming from Prince Opoku and Victor Kwao, and you're still listening to us from the Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar at LEGON. This is Asaase Radio 99.5 in Accra, 99.7 in Tamale, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast. Prince and Victor, over to you.
Many thanks to you. Now we are privileged to come your way. This is the Black Stars maiden fixture of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Ghana's bid for the 5th Africa Cup of Nations title begins tonight as they take on Cape Verde in the second game of Group B at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium. The Black Stars were humbled at AFCON 2021, exiting at the group stage, and are keen to outdo that ignominious exit this time, while their opponents, the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde, hope to surpass expectations again. Of course, Ghana's early exit from the group stage in the previous Cup of Nations was a low point for the 4-time AFCON winners, who were eliminated that quickly for the first time since the 2006 edition. I'm doing this with Victor. Wow, Victor, your expectations ahead of this game?
Well, it's been a very difficult group in Group B, especially with what we've witnessed in the first game involving Egypt and the Mozambicans. Look, the group door is now left ajar, especially with what we saw Mozambique do to Egypt. Now, this game is a game that everybody's spectacle is going to be on, because we need the Black Stars at least to click in this particular game. And the worrying fact to most Ghanaians is that Chris Hughton, in 10 games, he's managed just 8 goals, something that has been a worry for most Ghanaians. But we hope that with a twerk in the starting lineup of the Black Stars, he's introduced Konok Dofa in this game ahead of Inaki Williams. Mohamed Kudus have also been rested in this game. I just want to believe that it's a tactical game that Chris Hughton is applying.
Of course, on the flip side, Cape Verde should fear nothing in tonight's fixture, with the Blue Sharks the type of opponent to make the Black Stars uncomfortable if they apply themselves appropriately. And in terms of recent form, Ghana has won just 2 of their last 6 matches in all competitions, drawing 1 of those matches and losing 3 of those matches. Cape Verde, on the flip side, have lost 4 of their last 6 outings, winning 1 and drawing 1, but having 8 different goal scorers in qualifying was tactical Kirk, and it suggests they are a team who do not rely on one player to deliver the goods, adding to their unpredictability. All is set as we await the conclusion of the pre-game formalities, and by way of status, starting from the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars, Richard Ofori is starting in post. At the left back position is Gideon Mensah, and Dennis Odoi will also be operating from the right back position. The center pair is completed by Alexander Chiku and Mohamed Salisu. In midfield, we have Mohamed Ashameru. Baba Idrisu is also there in midfield for the Black Stars, and Joseph Pintel Koningsdorfer is also in the starting lineup, and Jordan Ayew, as well as Antoine Semenyo. For Cape Verde Island, Vozinha is in the post for them. João Paulo Monteiro Suarez is starting for them tonight. Roberto Carlos Lopez, Logan Evans Costa, and Steven Moreira completing the back 4 for them in tonight's fixture against not any other side by the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars of Ghana. In midfield, Montero is there, Lenini and the Macao Duarte completing the three midfield players who will be competing gallantly for the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde. And up front, Giovanni Bebe and Ryan Isaac de Garaka Mendes. This obviously the starting lineup for both sides in this game that promises to be killing contested. Your last words, Victor, before we zoom straight into action.
Well, sincerely, I want us to watch this Cape Verde side very well, because anytime they happen to be on a big stage in the continent, they have also always posed a threat to any side they've taken. You watch them closely in Cameroon 2021, their first game against Ethiopia, they beat them, and also ensure that against host nation Cameroon, that even some of the big nations feared playing against them, they managed to hold them to a stalemate. It tells you that Cape Verde has got the credibility to hurt the Black Stars, and I'm sure that our backline must be very intact. Reason why I'm very happy that Mohamed Salisu has returned into the squad, and of course we've also got Alexander Jiku, who has been very physical in this game.
Of course, Cape Verde Island emerged victorious when these two sides first met in 2001. However, they've lost 4 consecutive clashes against the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars. But the most recent encounter between Ghana and Cape Verde was in AFCON 2013, where the Black Stars won by 2 unreplied goals. The action has started, and from commentary position, the Black Stars operating from left to right, with Cape Verde Island also operating from right to left. Now Majid Ashimeru drifting through the midfield, approaching the half of Cape Verde Island. It's still Ashimeru. My goodness, what a pass to Conifela, but great interception by the resilient defenders of Cape Verde Island. Impressive run from midfield, Victor, by Victor Ashimeru.
I mean, Majid Ashimeru has always been very explosive, and I think that he's one of the players that can do the magic for the Black Stars if we need him. You saw him in a game he featured for the Black Stars at the Babaya Sports Stadium. The only thing that have hampered his career has been injuries. Aside that, I tell you what, this chap is one to tap for greatness.
Gideon Mensah gets it forward. Now the Black Stars, Jordan Ayew keeps it back to Gideon Mensah. Gideon Mensah will roll it backwards. He finds Mohamed Salisu. Back to his goalkeeper, Richard Ofori. And the Black Stars will start again, initiating the attack from their own half. Now Alexander Jiku rolls it, he finds Mohamed Salisu. Majid Ashimeru back to Mohamed Salisu. And the Black Stars trying to conjure something here, with the game still in its infancy. A ball over the top in search for Joseph Pinto, but that has been curtailed by the defenders of Cape Verde Island. A ball has been sent into the half of the Black Stars, but it will cross the line for a defensive throw-in to be effected by Dennis Odoi. 2 minutes into this game, and we are yet to see any dangerous incursions in front of goal. The Black Stars, even the game still in its infancy, has seen more of the ball, and certainly the ball is with Gideon Mensah searching for Jordan Ayew, but eventually Jordan Ayew wasn't able to get onto that ball, and so it has crossed the line for a defensive throw-in in favor of Cape Verde Island, quickly effected. On the ball is Cape Verde Island. Rosalie finds Leroy Duarte. As Duarte gets it, finds Lenini in midfield for Cape Verde Island. Back to Duarte. A ball over the top is set for Mendes, but Mohamed Salisu would defend so well. The ball has crossed the line. It's a goal scoring opportunity for Cape Verde Island. It's a goal scoring opportunity. It's a corner kick going in their favor.
Well, I think Mohamed Salisu really needs to keep an eye on Bebe, who plays for Rayo Vallecano. Very experienced player, a player who plays in a Spanish league. Is no player to joke with when you are having those one-on-one situations with him. But trust Salisu to do the job.
Corner kick effected by Giovanni. A header, my goodness. Too much traffic in the 18-yard box of the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars. They've managed to weather the storm. It's a throw-in attacking one in favor of Cape Verde Island. The ball was sent into the 18-yard box. Jordan Ayew, seeing the need to join hands with his defenders to defend the ball from danger. The ball took a hit off the hand of Antoine Semenyo, but the referee wasn't interested in that. It's an attacking throw-in in favor of Cape Verde Island, but I think the VAR, is it the VAR, Victor? Taking a look at this one, because conspicuously the ball took a hit the hand of Antoine Semenyo.
Of course, a lot of the Cape Verde players were calling for the referee to check the VAR. You can see Giovanni, Bebe, Mendes, are players who have got a credibility. That was certainly, though it was in the traffic of bodies, but I'm not sure it came off anybody.
The referee has signaled for play to continue, and the ball is in the half of the Black Stars. They've conceded another corner kick, conceded by Denis Odoi. It's another goal-scoring opportunity for the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde to be affected by the man in thin shirt for Cape Verde Island, Monteiro. Ball sent into the 18-yard box, dealt with by the more gallant defenders of the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars. Now ball sent back into the 18-yard box, but dealt with by Gideon Mensah. Pressure looms on the Black Stars. It's another goal-scoring opportunity for Cape Verde Island. It's an attacking throw-in. It's an attacking throw-in for Cape Verde Island. They've been the better side, Victor, even the game still in its infancy.
They have to do it. It's better to do it very early. Even the Pharaohs of Egypt, who got the job done less under 2 minutes in that game, they were hurt by the Mozambicans, and we need to really keep our focus in this game. We cannot blink our eye for a second, else, we can be hurt by this Cape Verde's forward line.
The Blue Sharks of Cape Verde Island have demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt most recently that they are indeed not a whipping side, and so the Black Stars know what is at stake, and it behoves on them not to leave any stone unturned. This obviously is a crucial encounter for the Black Stars of Ghana. Over 4 decades, the Black Stars have been wandering in the wilderness, even though they've written their names among the elites as far as African football is concerned, and particularly the Africa Cup of Nations. But it's been a while for the Black Stars, and they are seeking for redemption in this tournament. Now the ball is in the custody of Mohamed Salisu, gets it forward. In possession now is Majid Ashemeru, keeps it back to Mohamed Salisu for the Black Stars. Gideon Mensah in possession, Mohamed Ashemeru. Now in possession now is Baba Idrisu. Good play from Idrisu. Squares to Jordan Ayew. Was trying to locate his player and overlap, but Cape Verde have won possession. The Black Stars will move in quickly to win back possession. Impressive effort by the Black Stars. What a game we are set to experience here. Already, this game promises to be a pulsating one. Alexander Chiku in possession at half of the Black Stars. Rolls it downwards. Denis Odoi. That was a hospital pass that was dished out by Alexander Chiku. The ball crossed the line, quickly affected by Cape Verde Island. In possession is Cape Verde Island. It's Giovanni. Rolls it backward, finds Logan Evans Costa. Bumping forward with the ball, squares the ball to Isaac de Graca Mendes. Keeps it backwards. Now in possession is Duarte for Cape Verde Island. Got the better of his marker, whipped in the cross, dealt with nicely by Alexander Chiku, and the Black Stars will weather the storm from danger. Will weather the ball from danger, beg your pardon.
Prince, I was not very excited with that particular behavior from Gideon Mensah. Look, you cannot complain at this particular point in time. We've got so many minutes to clear. You just need to do your job. When the referee whistles, he has whistled. If he has not, just play your game and let us have a good result.
So far, so good. It's been an even affair with more of the ball seen in midfield. Ball sent into the half of the Black Stars, dealt with by Denis Odoi, and the Black Stars are seeking to control the tempo of this game, but Cape Verde Island, they are here to compete gallantly against the Black Stars. They are in possession, keeps it backwards. In possession is Domenico Duarte, but Jordan Ayew doing so well, managed to win possession for the Black Stars. Eventually, a cynical challenge was committed on him by Isaac de Graca Mendes, and the referee, without any hesitation, has blown his whistle for an infringement in favor of the Black Stars.
Well, Prince, talking about Mendes, that's the most scarred player for Cape Verde, over 63 caps to his credit. He comes from the local league, had so much experience with this particular side, and it's one of the players that we need to watch from that right wing in his game.
Good play coming from Antoine Semenyo. Opportunity for the Black Stars. It's been brought down inside the 18-yard post. What's the referee's verdict? The referee wasn't interested in that. Excitement play that came from Antoine Semenyo. He was brought down inside the 18-yard post, but the referee at the center of this important fixture didn't show interest in that effort. My goodness, Victor.
Well, Prince, I think that you are too overhyper. I mean, that was just a little touch on Antoine Semenyo. He's a walking striker. He needs to stand his ground. You cannot just be going down at this particular point in time. Be resilient like the likes of Drogba and Asamoah. When you are knocked down, they know that it is a hard tackle. But for me, it's a very feeble one.
In my perspective, that was far from simulation. There was contact, but the referee obviously is the final arbitrator when it comes to the game of football. His decision is what stands. It's a temporary hold-up at the Hofe Bueni Stadium. Giovanni managed to cruise past a number of players of the Black Stars. Eventually was brought down, and
well, Prince, even as we wait for this particular infringement to be effected, well, we want to remind our listeners that we are live on Asaase 99.5 in Accra, 100.3 in Cape Coast, 98.5 in Kumasi, and then 99.7 in Tamale. And of course, we are live from the Corridor Gardens inside East Legon, just on the boundary road. So you can join us because we are here together. We are having fun. It is Asaase AFCON 2023.
obviously this is the venue to be, the Corridors Gardens Restaurant and Bar here at East Legon. It's an infringement in a very promising position for Cape Verde Island. Richard Ofori, captain for the Black Stars. An infringement in a very delicate position for the Black Stars. Behind the ball is Monteiro. Sends the ball, but the human wall did its job, and the ball is back in the half of Cape Verde. They will pick up the pieces. Long searching pass into the half of the Black Stars. Nice first touch on the ball, but the Black Stars have managed to win possession. Now in possession is Joseph Pintil. Did well on that effort. It's a goal kick in favor of the Black Stars. Live on Asaase 99.5 in Accra. We also live on 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and 99.7 in Tamale. Transmitting to you live from the Corridors Garden Restaurant and Bar here at East Legon. This is the place to be. Magnificent ambience as we're experiencing here at the Corridors Gardens Bar and Restaurant. Come and enjoy yourself wherever you find yourself in Accra.
Prince, I'm here to really see much from Koningsdorfer in this game. He's just enjoyed 86 minutes since called to the Black Stars. The last game against Namibia at Babayara. The last one was here at Accra Sports Stadium against Liberia. I want to see his flexibility in his game. He's a very flexible player. I want to see how he picks up Jordan Ayew and then Antoine Semenyo from those, and then including Joseph Pencil in this game, because it will be very important to our discretion in this game.
Nothing to report in terms of goals with 12 minutes into this important fixture. It's a throw-in to be effected by Gideon Mensah for the Black Stars. Gets it forward, was trying to locate Antoine Semenyo. It's another throw-in around the center part of the field. Throw-in conceded by Deroy Duarte, effected by Gideon Mensah into the area of Cape Verde Island, but the referee has charged the challenge by Antoine Semenyo to be a cynical one, and so he's blown his whistle for an infringement. He's blown his whistle for an infringement. Moment of ecstasy in the stands of the Black Stars. They are in attendance in their numbers.
Prince, it's always exciting to be in the stands, and from commentary position, I've been in a commentary box most of the times, even at the Babayara and then the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. And anytime you are in that position, it's always a lot of ecstasy. When you have the fans close to you, you really do enjoy the game.
Cape Verde in possession, rolls it downwards. It's Lanini surging forward Locates the ball to Giovanni for Cape Verde Island. Great challenge coming from Idrisu Baba. The ball has been sent into the area of the Black Stars but dealt with by the defenders of the senior national soccer team. It's an attacking throw-in to be effected by Cape Verde Island. João Paulo Monteiro Suarez to effect this for Cape Verde. Now the ball is on the left flank.
I've got a good news for you, and the good news is that Cape Verde are playing 62% in this game against 38 of the Black Stars. That should certainly be a worry for most of us.
And you call that a good news?
I mean,
poor pass eventually by the Black Stars, propelling Cape Verde to win possession. Great play coming from Duarte. He still holds on to possession, sends it back to his goalkeeper, and they will start again. They will start again from their own half. Almost quarter of an hour played, and it's still deadlock here at the Houphouët-Boigny Stadium in Abidjan. The senior national soccer team, the Black Stars, locking horns against the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde Island. In possession is Roberto Carlos Lopez. Gets the ball forward to Lenini. The Black Stars will force it backwards to goalkeeper Vozinha for Cape Verde Island. Squares it wide to Steven Moreira. Locates the ball forward to Leroy Duarte. Surging forward with the ball, Leroy Duarte. He's been brought down, but the referee wasn't interested in that. You know, the referee, that was a late call, but he's blown his whistle for an infringement. The challenge committed on Leroy Duarte by Jordan Ayew, according to the referee, was a clumsy one.
I mean, Prince, we are not seeing morals of the ball in this particular game. The stats are saying that Cape Verde is leading us 74% passes for Cape Verde. We have just done 47, and that is very abysmal. Look, we need to walk into this game and make our dream very lively in Ivory Coast.
Of course, the major bane for the senior national soccer team has been chances creation and goal scoring. Chris Hutton obviously seeking to turn that around for the Black Stars.
Well, it looks like our midfield is non-existent. This is the time that Thomas Partey, that headline will certainly surge up once again. We don't have any control in midfield. They are really bossing us around. And I'm just wondering what coach Chris Hutton is telling the boys from the touchline. We need to get into this game.
That is so amazing. The Black Stars have been the second best so far with 16 minutes on the clock. In possession is Steven Moreira. Squares to find Leroy Duarte. Now Cape Verde Island surging to the half of the senior national soccer team. Opportunity for Cape Verde Island. My goodness, what a save! The goalkeeper got a touch on that. My goodness, but the attacker anticipated the direction of the goalkeeper's spillage and he bounced on it. Cape Verde Island, with 17 minutes played, have broken the deadlock. Cape Verde Island have fired themselves into the lead, and moment of ecstasy in the stands of Cape Verde Island. The man in tent said, Monteiro, he is the man who has found the back of the net for the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde Island. The writings were on the wall, Victor.
I was just telling you about how we are very lackadaisical in this game. We are not really taking charge in the midfield, giving out so many balls to these Cape Verde Islands, and just under 80 minutes in this game, we need to start chasing the game. We are working ourselves. Just look at that particular goal. Lots of wide sets, nobody marking that Cape Verde player, and look at it. He just struck it into the nets. Very, 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 very bizarre for Ghana.
Clearly onside. The defenders could have provided the needed traffic in the 18-yard box of the Black Stars. They allowed Giovanni to fire from just outside the 18-yard box. Richard Ofori got a touch on the ball, but there was nothing he could do with a follow-up. It's 17 minutes into this important fixture. It's the Black Stars of Ghana who are trailing Cape Verde Island by a goal to nothing.
And you can understand the captain,
Andre Morgan Remy Ayew, charging his boys on the field of play to up their game. My goodness, this is not the start that the Black Stars expected.
We've been dealt a big blow. Of course, going to a big tournament like this, and you've got, most of your players not being in the right frame to go, the likes of Tariq and all these players, certainly is going to come hard at us on the tournament. And guess who is winning against us? It's Cape Verde, a team that 15 years ago, nobody would even want to discuss them at the elite place of African football. They've just got to go against us.
The Black Stars have not particularly enjoyed their best form in recent months. They have suffered 3 losses in their last 5 games with a win and a draw. My goodness, this is not the start to this tournament we anticipated. We know the Black Stars have not been in the best of shapes, but we expected things to turn around, especially in our maiden fixture. Joseph Pinto, good play coming from Joseph Pinto inside the 18-yard box. Oh, he's been brought down. My goodness, what's the referee's verdict? The referee again wasn't interested in that. Victor, I think there was a touch on Joseph Pinto. There was contact.
There was contact, but again, look, to be very frank with you, the contact was just minimal, and that couldn't have resulted in a penalty for the Black Stars of Ghana. I think that we need more urgency. We need to tell our players that be disciplined when you get to the final third of the pitch. You just have to hit it hard on goal, and then let's get back into this game.
The Black Stars still trailing Cape Verde by 0-0. Joseph Pinto was caught on that occasion. Just look at that impressive run. He's a cool customer when it comes to dishing out this kind of explosive runs. Joseph Pinto, just look at that. There was contact, Victor. There was contact.
Yeah, I mean,
Prince, the referee needs to take a look at this. There was contact.
The fact there was contact, but it was, to me, I think it was just a little contact on the player. It's
and
not something.
The referee, not interested in that. Not interested in consulting the video assistant referee. 20 minutes played and it's still Black Stars trailing Cape Verde Island by 0-0. The ball has been sent into the half of the Black Stars, and on the chase to get the ball is Alexander Jiku. Is Jiku surging forward with the ball? He squares it, finds Mohamed Salisu. Salisu in possession for Black Stars. Long searching pass to the left-hand side of play. Nice runs forward for the Black Stars, but eventually they've given away possession cheaply. Runs forward, Conin Stoffer for the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars.
I mean, lack of experience really getting into him at this particular point in time. This is a big game. You know, at times he's a very good player, but at times it's difficult to understand how you can make a decision of starting a player who you've just given 86 minutes since he has arrived at the camp of the national team to start a big opening match like this. I mean, it's unpardonable.
Of course, the lack of experience among the players of the Black Stars will prove to cost them. And with the starting 11 of the Black Stars, it's conspicuous that we lack experience.
I mean, very, very evident with the way we are touching the ball. I mean, there's no sense of agency. That is why, you see, lots of people disagree with Dede Ayew being in the squad, but when it comes to leadership, I have always dove out my hand for the captain, because if he was in a game, at least you see some kind of encouragement coming from him. But Captain Ofori is in goal post. Jordan Ayew, who is the veteran in this game, he's very quiet. He's not really seen any ball being threaded to him, and we need to wake up.
Of course, we've seen glimpses of that from Andre Dede Ayew inside the 18-yard box, but good defensive efforts. Good defensive effort by Jordan Ayew. He's been assistant with defense, even though he's an attacker. He's seen the need, Victor, to join hands with the defenders to avert the numerous growing dangers on the senior national soccer team.
I mean, he has to join. Look, it's better all our players fall back to help with defensive duties, get into the middle to help, and anytime we are surging up forward, let us see them also join the attack. But again, you know, Black Stars of Ghana, we've always got a very abysmal starting record in major competitions. In Cameroon, of course, we saw how we started 1-0 against Morocco. In Egypt 2019, we drew against Benin. And I tell you what, countless occasions, you can just close your eyes and remember the teams.
A chance for the Black Stars to restore parity, crossing, my goodness, that has been dealt with by the defenders of Cape Verde Island. Already, Jordan Ayew was in an offside position. That was a late call, but it's the right call. Jordan Ayew doing so well for the Black Stars with 23 minutes played. The referee judged that to be an offside. The referee judged that to be an offside. Cape Verde Island in possession in their own half. Rolls it downwards. In possession is Lanini. Good play coming from Lanini for Cape Verde Island. A through ball, my goodness, but Richard Ofori will come out, keeping his concentration on that effort. The Black Stars have been the second best so far, especially in defense and in midfield. The supplies up front are not sticking, and defense has been quite shambolic.
Very shambolic. Very shambolic from us. That was a brave goalkeeping from goalkeeper Richard Ofori, who is also very experienced. At least he needs to be in this game for us. We saw and then got into the game for the Mozambicans against Egypt, and we also saw Jesus Uwono for Equatorial Guinea against Nigeria. We need our goalkeeper to be red hot alert between the two sticks if we really want to stay in this game.
Those are the words of my able commentator Victor Kwao. Cape Verde, they've been away possessing cheaply. Joseph Pinto in possession for the Black Stars, keeps it back, finds Dennis Odoy. Dennis Odoy locates the ball to Baba Idrisu. Majid Achimero in possession, squares the wide, finds Mohamed Salisu for the Black Stars. Surging forward with the ball is Majid Achimero now in possession for the Black Stars. And Cape Verde Island defending in their numbers, sitting deep in defense. But when it's time for them to attack, they all join hands to attack the Black Stars. Impressive run so far in their maiden fixture against the Black Stars. The ball over the top to the left flank. Nice first touch on the ball by Gideon Mensah. Does well to control the ball beautifully. Scores, it finds Majid Ashimeru. Back to Gideon Mensah for the senior national soccer team. Jordan, are you in possession now? It's still Jordan. Jordan in possession. Jordan keeps the ball back to Majid Ashimeru now. It's Gideon Mensah sends the ball backwards into his area. Alexander Jiku locates the ball to Baba Idrisu, gets it forward. Dennis Odoy, the right flank, locates the ball to Joseph Pinto. Joseph Pinto in possession, keeps the ball backwards. In possession now is Baba Idrisu, locates the ball to Alexander Jiku. And at this point in time, the Black Stars are enjoying greater percentage of ball possession, seeking for the penetration through what seems to be a more resilient defenders of the Cape Verde Island. Ball sent to the left, across into the 18-yard box. A chance for the Black Star, my goodness! That didn't sit so well for runs forward, Koningsdorfer. Perhaps that could have been the equalizer. The build-up was absolutely superb. Victor, I tell you, if one of the top teams in Europe did this, we would be raving about it for ages. But I tell you, the passing was so incisive.
Very incisive, very precise, very accurate. He knew what he was doing. Gideon Mensah. This is typical of him, and he needs to draw those balls into the 18 area. Maybe perhaps one of them could just fall to a wide set and would have pounced on it, and at least we'll get back into this time.
Great play a while ago by the Black Stars. Let's see whether they will be able to hold on to that momentum. The senior national soccer team trailing Cape Verde Island by 1. The ball is with Vosinha, goalkeeper. Back to Vosinha. Back to Vosinha in possession. He scores the ball to João Paulo Monteiro Soares. And the ball still in with the Cape Verde Island players. Rolls it downwards. In possession is Monteiro. Keeps it backwards to Roberto Carlos Lopez. Scores it wide, finds Logan Evans Costa for Cape Verde Island. To the right-hand side of play, Steven Moreira, Black Stars. Eventually, they've conceded a throw-in. Almost half an hour played, and it's still Cape Verde Island, the Blue Sharks, who leads the Black Stars by a slanderous 1-goal margin.
Well, Prince, I want to see what Antoine Semenyo comes into this game with. It's been too silent for me. Of course, you can understand him. The supplies are not really coming from the midfield for him. At times, he has to fall very deep to help, and it's not really the best of us in terms of attacking options. But look, we've got so much quality on the bench. Inaki's on the bench. We've also got NS Niyama also on the bench. Let's see if Coach Chris Hutton can reshuffle his cards, and maybe that perhaps could get us the result.
Leroy Duarte in possession on the right flank in half of the senior national soccer team. Leroy, he still holds on to possession, gets in the ball, but dealt with by Mohamed Salisu. In possession now is Koningsdorfer for the Black Stars. He's been brought down. The referee judged that to be a clumsy challenge on him, and without any hesitation, he's blowing his whistle for an infringement. He's blowing his whistle for an infringement.
Well, Prince, I'm sure that the Black Stars are now in the run to at least give Cape Verde a win in the African Cup of
Good
Nations.
play coming from Joseph Pinto, by goodness. Good defensive effort by Monteiro for Cape Verde Island, dispelling that growing danger. And Cape Verde doing so well. Almost 30 minutes played, and they've been the better side. The Black Stars, undisputably, have been the second best.
I mean,
That was a great tackle by Monteiro, the man who has found the back of the net for the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde.
I mean, it's a big match we have in here. I mean, most of these players play in top flights elsewhere in Europe. Some of them play in Italy, in Spain, Romania, and you can understand why. Cape Verde is now a football nation. They can call themselves a football nation because anytime they happen to be at African Cup of Nations, at least they nest the result, and that's what they are trying to grind against the Black Stars of Ghana.
Live on Asaase, 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and on 99.7 in Tamale, transmitting to you live from the Corridors Garden here in East Legon. This is the place to be wherever you find yourself in the capital.
I mean, free cocktail for the ladies. I mean,
obviously, and they have good food too. I mean,
very good food,
I've
very
been
delicious
thrilled by
ones.
the food that have been served here. It's been a while to take such, good food. It's been a while.
Nice environment, especially if you are those who like environmental friendly places. I mean, Corridor Gardens is a place to be.
Obviously, wherever you find yourself in Accra, this is the place to be. Come and experience beautiful ambience. The number of screens here, and there are lots of excitement taking place here at the Corridors Gardens here at East Legon. Joseph Pinto was brought down, and the referee has blown his whistle for an infringement in favor of Joseph Pinto. The score stands still with Cape Verde leading the Black Stars by a goal to nothing. Behind the ball is Jordan Ayew. Obviously, he is a dead ball specialist. Jordan, from way out, number of players of the Black Stars in the half of Cape Verde Island, but the ball eventually has crossed the line. The referee has judged that to be a goal kick. Mohamed Salisu got a touch on that effort, but he failed to make that count for the Black Stars.
I mean, that was a very good chance for us to at least to have notched home. That was free ball that was notched there by Mohamed Salisu. Typical of him, normally most of the goals he has scored for the Black Stars is normally with the head, and I was just expecting that he could have put that one beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. But hey, we are now getting into the game, and let's see what the rest of the minutes can offer us.
The Corridor Garden is the place to be. Just find your way here. I mean, the AFCON fever, the feeling of the AFCON is really immense here.
Very, very immense. Very, very immense. I tell you, Prince. I mean, this is the place, to enjoy all the African Cup of Nations. There's no better place in Ghana at the moment to have a feel of the African Cup of Nations. The best place to be is the Corridor Gardens inside East Legon, just on the boundary road. And I tell you what, you will have an AFCON 2023 to tell the rest of your family.
Obviously, they have weekly specials for you between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. On Mondays, you are here to experience a Sanka Delight, and on Tuesday, pan fried tilapia with acheke. On Wednesday, come and experience wache with fish. Wele, when you come to Kumasi, we call that kehuro, and meat egg also. On Thursday, authentic eto, and on Friday, you are here to experience platters, and on Tuesday, TZ, my favorite, and wache. Sunday, you will come here to experience buffet. The Corridors Gardens is the place to be if only you find yourself in and around Accra. Chris Hilton on his feet, dishing out instructions to his boys on the field of play. Obviously, he can't sit. His side down by one, and they've been the second best so far. Lots of tussle around the center part of the field. Cape Verde Island, really giving the Black Stars a run for their money. Ball sent to the half of Cape Verde, but the Black Stars will win possession. They will do well to recuperate possession. Cape Verde Island squares the ball wide. He finds Evans Logan Costa, squares the ball to Steven Moreira for the Black Stars. Keeps the ball back to Steven Moreira for Cape Verde Island.
I mean, it's a very worrying spectacle if you are watching this game, and Coach Chris Houston, at least you can understand him. He needs to be on his feet because, look, it has not been very pleasant for him.
Chance for Cape Verde Island to get an extra good chin. Stupendous save by Richard Ofori. What a chance it was, but already Monteiro was in an offside position, but that was a real test to the defense of the senior national soccer team. And once again, they were caught ball watching. It has been so far shambolic, slack defending on the part of the senior national soccer team.
I mean, the St. John's Earthquake midfielder nearly, trying to get a second of the game. But this is a guy we need to really keep an eye on. He's very experienced, 30 years of age, and one of the players that have had so many caps with his Cape Verde side and really understand the movement of his forward line, Bebe and Mendy and all of them. And we need to really watch him.
The Corridor Garden Restaurant and Bar. This is the place to be, East Legon. Baba Idrisu sends the ball to Joseph Pinto. He locates Antoine Semenyo on the overlap, sends it across the top for the Black Stars. My goodness, unlucky on our effort for the Black Stars. The ball ricocheting the goalpost. A strike!
That is it.
Parity restored. Majira Semeru recording the equalizer for the Black Stars. And just look at the excitement in the stands of the Black Stars at the Hofebueni Stadium. And it's a similar scenario here at the Corridor Garden Bar and Restaurant. What a strike it was by Majira Semeru. It's been an absolute delight since making his mark in the team of the senior national soccer team. It was a ball that was floated in the 18-yard box. The goalkeeper had a touch on that. It ricocheted off Konistofa, took a hit of the goalpost. Majira Semeru picked up the pieces and he struck from outside. It was a beautiful, magnificent, on-target strike by Majira Semeru. The goalkeeper, there's no way he was going to keep that one. It's almost nothing left on the clock. As far as the first half is concerned, it's the Black Stars who have recorded the equalizer. It's 1 goal apiece now, Victor.
I mean, lovely strike by the Anderlecht midfielder Majira Semeru. This is typical of Mohamed Kudus, who is not in this particular squad, but Majid Asmeru have just spring to life. I mean, in this particular game, lovely strike. I mean, Collins Konodorfa failed to, pounce on it. It fell to him and outside the 18-yard. Look at the strike. I mean, goalkeeper absolutely has got no answers to that one. And it's Ghana who've gotten back into this game.
Magnificent strike. Majid Asmeru deserves great commendation on that effort, but the referee, what is going on? The referee potentially can rule this goal out. The referee.
DRC referee in Dallas needs to be very careful. I just don't understand. But anyway, let's see what.
My goodness, Ransford Konistofa. It seems he was in an offside position. Potentially, this goal could be ruled out. My goodness, that would prove to be disappointing for the Black Stars and the people of Ghana. It would prove to be disappointing for the Black Stars and the people of Ghana. Konistofa didn't make an attempt on that effort. Let's see what the referee's verdict would be. But as things stand now, the Black Stars have recorded the equalizer. It was a magnificent strike from outside the box by Majid Asmeru, but the referee in Dhaka, in Gambo, still looking at the footage. Potentially, it could be ruled out.
It's a very tight decision.
Konistofa was motionless as the ball traveled to the back of the net. He was motionless as the ball traveled to the back of the net. Let's see what the referee's decision would be, my goodness, the Black Stars and the people of Ghana surely are sitting on tenterhooks. This goal surely would be or could be ruled out. But obviously, goalkeeper Vozinha, there was no way he could have kept that one out. And in my perspective, even two goalkeepers would have found it difficult to keep that one out.
I mean, let's see what the VAR decision will be, because I mean most Ghanaians are waiting patiently for that decision. I mean, it will be a real stroke at the back of Ghanaians if this goal is ruled out, because at least it would have brought us back into the game to play our heart out and see if we can nest a point from this game. But let's see.
The referee in Dhaka in Gambo has ruled the goal out. The referee has ruled the goal out. Disappointment. The referee eventually, he has ruled the goal out for an offside. According to the referee, Ransford Koningstoffer was in an offside position as the ball traveled to the back of the net. Excitement for Cape Verde, but disappointment for the Black Stars. Magnificent strike was by Majid Ashimeru.
That was our first shot on goal, and then it found the back of the net. But it's a bit heart-wrecking that referee Ndala of DRC Congo have to rule out that particular goal. But hey, we've got over 47 minutes to play in this game. Let's see if we can get back.
39 minutes played, and the Black Stars have won themselves into this game. My goodness, they could record the equalizer even before the first half whistle is blown. Idrisu Baba, he's been brought down. Referee wasn't interested in that. Eventually, it's blown his whistle for an infringement. The challenge on Idrisu Baba was a clumsy one. It was committed by Monteiro, quickly effected. The referee has signaled for it to be retaken. Referee in Dhaka in Gambo, quickly retaken. In possession is Mohamed Salisu. Was trying to locate Jordan Ayew, but that was a hospital pass. It has crossed the line for a defensive throw-in in favor of Cape Verde Island. 40 minutes played, and it's still Cape Verde leading the Black Stars by a fragile one-goal lead.
I mean, look, it's quite heartache that we couldn't get back into this particular game. But I'm confident from what I've seen, that lovely run from Majid Ashimeru. I just want our midfield to spring into this game, and I know definitely that we can get 1 or 2 goals.
In possession is Logan Evans Costa. Rosin Fines, João Paulo Monteiro Suarez for Cape Verde Island. Suarez in possession. It's still Suarez. Miltering forward with the ball on the left flank. Good play coming from Paulo Monteiro Suarez. Switches play to the left flank, changing the point of attack. But the Black Stars have conceded a corner kick. Guido Menza, his attempt to dispel that growing danger has resulted in a corner kick. It's 41 minutes played, and the Black Stars at the start of the game weren't too impressive, but now they've warmed themselves into the game and they are in position. They can get the equalizer even before the first half whistle is blown. Corner kick, ball floated into the 18-yard box of the Black Stars, but the storm has been weathered eventually. On the chase is Deroy Duarte for Cape Verde Island. Rosie finds Logan Evans Costa. It's Evans Costa. He has all the time in the board. A ball over the top is set for Bebe. Now Cape Verde Island. Giovanni, a chance for Cape Verde, my goodness, a chance! What a defensive effort by Alexander Jiku.
I tell you, Alexander Jiku has always showed up for the Black Stars anytime we need him. Strong character, very physical, and he would not allow you to just boss him around. I think that was a very clever defending from them and there.
Alexander Jiku has always been in top form anytime he's in the JC of the Black Stars, and we are seeing that tonight.
Well,
the pass from Antoine Semenyo is set for Joseph Pintil was a poor one, and so he has crossed the line for a defensive throw-in. Just look at that sliding tackle that came from Alexander Jiku and his effort to still keep the ball in play. I mean, you can't watch and just watch it. You have to watch and commend the top defender playing his traits in a Turkish football with Fenerbahce. Since joining the side, he's been the fans' favorite. He's been in an absolute top form for Fenerbahce in the Turkish league.
Yeah, certainly. He's been fans' favorite in Turkey with Fenerbahce. Even when he was at Strasbourg, he was one of the go-to defenders that coaches always depend on. And I'm not very surprised that anytime he's been dependent on in the set of the Black Stars, he has always come to the party. But let's see how they'll cling throughout the rest of the minutes in this particular game. I'm just hoping that we get a goal even before we head into the halftime break, because I mean it's impossible now. We've done 44 minutes, just a minute. I mean, let's see what we can do in the second half.
Of course, Chris Hilton's side have struggled in front of goal as they managed just one goal in their last 5 games. Conversely, the Black Stars conceded just once in their last 3 games. But tonight, at the Hofebwani Stadium, they are trailing Verde Island by 1-0. Like I postulated to you earlier, the last time the Black Stars played against Verde in AFCON, the Black Stars managed to cruise past them by a double cushion. But tonight, they are trailing by 1. The ball is with Vosinha for Verde Island. Taking his time, rolls it downwards. He found Steven Moreira, back to Moreira for Verde Island. The Black Stars closing in the spaces in front of the 18-yard box of Verde Island. Great play coming from Idris Baba, but the Storm, the ball has been weathered from danger. Denis Otoy in possession was trying to locate Joseph Pinto. Verde dispelled that growing danger. Mohamed Salisu gets the ball forward. He finds Konis Doffa, rolls it to the left flank. Gideon Mensah back to Konis Doffa. Jordan Ayew rather. Opportunity for him to whip in the goal. Still Jordan. Jordan in front of the 18-yard, but it's been brought down. The referee has signaled for Alan Freeman. The referee says the challenge on Jordan Ayew was a cynical one. It was an illegal one considered by Ryan Isaac de Graca Mendes. In a very, very, very promising position for the Black Stars. This perhaps would be the last chance of the first half. The last chance of the first half. Goalkeeper Vosinha. Victor, can the Black Stars make this count?
I mean, let's see. I mean, I like what Jordan is doing, but the difficult task is that we've not got anybody who can hit it. You know, back in the days, anytime we have such opportunity, one name comes to mind, Laie Kingston comes to mind, and Suleiman Tari, but you see, they are no longer with the Black Stars, and it's always difficult for us to make use of such pieces.
Goalkeeper Vosinha structuring his human war. The ball is in a very promising position, and behind the ball is Jordan Ayew, dead ball specialist in the setup of the senior national soccer team. Also behind the ball is Gideon Mensah. Majida Shemero is also behind the ball, but Jordan certainly will take this one for the Black Stars. 3 minutes of the 4 added by the referee exhausted, and it's still Verde Island leading the Black Stars by a marginal 1-0. The Black Stars have a goal scoring opportunity. Jordan Ayew with a strike from outside the box, but that was flying. It flew over the crossbar. Nothing left on the clock as we await the referee to blow his whistle to bring to a conclusion proceedings relative to the first half of this game. Both sides have had their share of the spoils, with Verde Island being better of these two sides. The Black Stars, I insist, have been the second best in this fixture, even though they have won themselves into the game in the last 5 minutes. Still searching for the equalizer is a throw-in effected by Denis Otoy to Alexander Jiku. Squares the ball, he finds Mohamed Salisu. For the Black Stars, he finds Gideon Mensah. The left-hand side of play is Gideon Mensah. He finds Konis Doffa. It's Konis Doffa. My goodness, good play coming from Konis Doffa. Finds Jordan Ayew on the overlap. Can Jordan make this count for the Black Stars? Still Jordan on the left flank in the half of Verde Island. Finds his way into the 18-yard box of Verde Island. Jordan, that was, in my perspective, Victor, overindulgence on the part of Jordan Ayew.
I mean, it's one of the things
Could have
most
released the
Ghanaians-
ball quickly.
Certainly, I mean, there were lots of players, I said that was waiting to receive the ball. But I think that, Jordan, very typical of him, even for Crystal Palace, decides to go solo and he ends up, giving out the ball to the opponent. Very, very, very symbolic performance from a top player like him.
Eventually conceding an infringement. Jordan Ayew is an expert in Jordan Ayew, obviously an expert in twisting, turning, and dazzling of opponent's defenders inside out. Ghana's great, one of Ghana's greats, Asamoah is in attendance at the Hofebwani Stadium, and the referee in Dakar, in Gambo, has signaled for the first department of this game to be brought to a conclusion. It's halftime at the Hofebwani Stadium.
Attacking, I've seen the Black Stars in a long while, and I asked myself, why should it take us to concede before you get the players to play? Because probably up until about the 30th minute, the team was non-existent. The ease with which the Cavadians could play through our midfield, they could play through the flanks. I did not know what was happening. I don't know if Chris Hughton could see what was happening, but for some reason, the players gathered themselves and they started playing after we conceded. But you cannot fault Majid Ashimori, you cannot fault, yes, take the game to them. Then at least we could get something from this game. But you cannot fault, Joseph Bento and Majid Ashimori.
You just said that if you had your way, looking at the substitutions, who would you have actually opted to have been there?
I look at our bench and
For the fact that, he has experience, he's the captain of the side, he can also command his backside, regardless.
This is a tournament. You don't play with you have to be fit. One thing with tournaments is that I always say that these players do not have enough time to train with the team, unlike club side. Clubs usually train almost every day ahead of the weekend. Tournaments, you have close to about just a couple of days to train. So you need the best of players who are playing consistently. Richard is not playing consistently. At least we could say differently for Atizigi, who is playing consistently for his club side. So maybe, because for the goal, you would say instead of pushing the ball back into play, you could have pushed the ball out of play. It was so easy for the player to tap in. Then what do you expect?
Right, so before we go to officiating, Godfred will take us through the fans and give us their opinions about the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, and so now it's amazing here. We've been telling you that we are lacking somewhere at the Corridor Gardens, and that is where all the action seems to be happening at the moment as we speak.
Hello?
And so thank you very much. Now, if you can hear me, we are still lurking in somewhere at the Corridor Gardens restaurant and bar. We've been telling you about how exciting it is. This Asaase AFCON 2023 coverage has really been buzzing out here. You would have loved to have seen what happened when that Majid Ashmeru goal just rattled the net. Unfortunately, it was ruled out. But I'm here with a few people. I'll be engaging with some of them. And if I can just get close by. What is your name, please?
I'm Kwinti Amwa.
Okay, I'm sure you came with a lot of expectations. So far, things have looked a bit murky for us. Do you think that we could mount a comeback?
Oh yeah, for tonight's game, I believe in this Black Star. So I have hope that we will equalize and then win.
Okay, so finally your prediction.
I believe it's going to be 2-1.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to move to a lady right now. I want to just select anyone sitting here. So what do you think they need to do to appease you? Okay, I have someone sitting by here. Hi, gentlemen. Great to have you here.
They need to score.
They need to score. Simple message. No mincing words. They need to score.
That's it.
Okay, who do you think has the magic wand for the Black Stars? Who do you think can make the Black Stars try to get a goal at least for us?
Jordan should do something.
Okay, Jordan should do something. I'm going to move towards the Jama guys. They've been lighting this place up. I'm sure you did hear their rendition so much wherever you were. I'll just take a few of them. Hi, gentleman in red. What's your name?
Majesty.
Yeah, it's like everybody make pay me right now. But what do you think is the concern right now? It's been poor from the Black Stars.
It's very, very, very poor. I wish they could resolve this thing.
But whose fault is it?
everybody, starting from the coach.
Okay, so now just quickly I'll be crossing over to you. You've just heard from the fans. It's been exciting here, but the spirits are still down. Hopefully, the Black Stars could restore us to our proper spirits and ensure that this game does turn on its head. That's what I can report from you. Back to you now.
All right, before we go to now, we're going to have to go through the faith. Kenya, Africa. We've got Kepa watching us live from Mombasa, Kenya. So we've got a lot of viewers across the continent. Ghana will win this game. That's coming from Kepa as well. Now we've got this coach, according to Kweku Adomako Mensah, just a statement saying this coach. I'm sure he's talking about Chris Hutton, the Black Stars coach. And then another message says, "Go high, Ghana." That's from Kim Blessing. It says, "Go high, Ghana." Daniel Command says, "Watching a show live from Asaase, number 2 Jericho." Asaase, number 2 Jericho, live from Kumasi. So the Kumasi fans also monitoring the show live from Corridor Gardens here, East Legon. This one is from Akwesi Sapon. He says, "I'm enjoying the match at Kenya's number 1 at Stamford Bridge DSTV Center." So Akwesi Sapon is enjoying the game at Kenya's number 1 at Stamford Bridge DSTV Center. Over here at the Corridor Center, it is charged, it is exciting. So join us, the Black Stars of Ghana are training by a goal to 0 against Cape Verde. Hopefully the team will bounce back and then get a win for us. Back to you now.
Thank you, Praise Sting. If you're just joining us, this is still Asaase Radio 99.5 here in Accra, 99.7 in Tamale, 98.5 in Kumasi, and 100.3 in Cape Coast. We're coming live from the Corridor Gardens restaurant and bar here in Accra at East Legon. So now let's look at officiating. If you go on social media, everywhere is buzzing. Some think that the referee's choice of disallowing the goal was wrong. Some also say that is right. What do you think, Mr. Neil?
Well, I think it was a lengthy VAR check, it was a 50-50 decision, where Ransford could have been interpreted as being in the line of sight of the goalkeeper, and therefore he caused the keeper to be unsighted. The keeper could claim that if Ransford had not been there, he would have seen the ball coming and had made a better, or would have been able to make a save. Another referee may have said that Ransford just stood still and therefore was not interfering with the play. It turns out that between the VAR and the on-field referee, they decided that he was interfering in play, and that classic goal scored by Shimero, which gave all of us such joy, had to be chalked up. And so for officiating, it's not. I would not fault the officiating. It's a decision that any other referee could have taken. Another referee could have interpreted it differently. At the end of the day, it's open to interpretation. And in his judgment, that goal didn't have to stand. If a player like Ransford to apply himself better tactical adaptability, he missed an earlier chance, and then he interfered in this play that cost us a goal. I think that if he's not having a good day, the coach should look at it quickly and bring in somebody who probably will give us better options. Say maybe, just maybe, a Richmond Lamptey.
Okay, Lucky, aside the whole VAR issue, we've seen other instances where there were pushes that, of course, the referee should have called for it. But unfortunately, he just, waved play on. Do you think that was also biased? Do you think that the referee wasn't his right decisions, or that was also off?
I think that there was one Antoine Semenyo incident as well as Joseph Pinto incident. Both for me were not very, very clear, especially with the Joseph Pinto incident. Other angles show that Joseph Pinto was clipped from the back. Other angles also indicate that it was actually Joseph Pinto, his left leg clipped his right leg. So it's subjective, especially with the Antoine Semenyo one. I do not think that the referee is being biased. It's one of those things that you either get it right or you get it wrong. It didn't go for a VAR review. If it had gone for a VAR review, then we could have probably had a more clearer view or clearer, decision to make. But the referee, VAR decided that, hey, let me stick to whatever the referee has decided, and that's it. But I do not think that the referee is being biased in this game. It's one of these things. These guys have played at the highest level of football. They've seen decisions go for you, go against you. So they shouldn't be too, they shouldn't get too engrossed in the fact that decisions seemingly have gone against them. I think that they should focus on playing. They should focus on getting the job done, because we cannot afford to lose this game. The good thing is that Egypt have drawn. So if we win, it gives us an advantage. Our next game, we draw and we are through to the next round. We cannot afford to lose the game. So they should just, keep a cool head and forget about these minor refereeing decisions. All right, so going into this game, we've seen the mistakes from the first 45. What are your expectations for the next 45? I think that if I had my own way, there are two decisions that I will make. I will take off Rashford, push Majid Ashimiro forward to occupy that Mohamed Kudus role that Rashford is supposed to play. How about Mohamed Kudus coming into the next Kudus round? Is not even on the bench. I think he's because of his injury. And what I will do is that because our midfield is lost for shape, I'll bring Salis on and play a double pivot with Baba Idrisu. Then we'll push Majid Ashimiro forward to occupy that Rashford role and allow him that free role, because he's very creative, he has that power. Then we could have balance between defense and attack. Aside that, I think that I'm good to go. All right, then back to the commentators. Prince and Victor, over to you.
We are back from recess, live on Asaase 99.5, in Accra 98.5, in Kumasi 100.3, in Cape Coast, and 99.7 in Tamale. The second half is anticipated to be closely fought, with potential for exciting moments and decisive plays. Your expectations, Victor?
I'm hoping that in this particular second half department of this game, at least we want to see the Black Stars, give us something to be excited about. We want to see how our midfield is going to box themselves in this particular game. We also want to see how our wing backs are going to send in Sam Kellis into the 18-yard to see if our big man up front, Antoine Semenyo, can notch it home, at least so that we get back into this game.
Of course, there cannot be further excuses. The Black Stars must record the equalizer and perhaps clinch the winner. 46 minutes played, and it's still Cape Verde Island leading the Black Stars by a goal to nothing. Let's see how the pep talks that both managers had with their team during recess reflect on the game. And from commentary position now, the Black Stars are playing from right to left, with Cape Verde operating from left to right. We're seeing glimpses of what we saw in the first half. Cape Verde were the better side in the early stages of the first half, and they're trying to replicate that in the second half. In possession is Cape Verde Island, the man in 23 shirt. That is Lenini, was trying to locate Deroy Duarte on the overlap, but the ball has crossed the line for a goal kick. It's crossed the line for a goal kick. Cape Verde Island very confident on the ball, not rushing to mistakes. The Black Stars, obviously. My goodness, what a poor play that came from Baba Idrisu.
Taking his eye off the ball, really costing us.
He lost his concentration.
Baba Idrisu has been one of our problems at the back. He has lost concentration so many times in this game. He just needs to keep an eye. So many errors anytime he's playing for the Black Stars, and I think that he needs to be very, very focused.
Baba Idrisu needed to be swift in receiving that ball, but he was quite sluggish. He was very sluggish, propelling the man in 10 shirt, Monteiro, for Cape Verde to win possession. An infringement in a very, very delicate position for the Black Stars. Concede an infringement in a very delicate position for the Black Stars. My goodness, this is really promising for Cape Verde Island. If they managed to find the back of the net, I wouldn't be surprised. He's in a very dangerous position, and to effect this one for Cape Verde is Monteiro. Richard Ofori busy structuring his human war in preparation to avert the Black Stars from conceding an extra cushion. All hands have been brought on deck. The Black Stars, Ransford Yabua Koninsdorfer, contributing his quota to averting Cape Verde Island from putting the game beyond the reach of the Black Stars. Jordan Ayew, all in defense to help with the situation. 48 minutes played. This is really promising for Cape Verde Island. My goodness, lots of tussle in the 18-yard box. He's going to go for the screamer. A strike! My goodness, the human war has done its job. The human war did its job. Ball sent into the 18-yard box, dealt with by Gideon Mensah. A strike from outside the box. My goodness, that was... It drifted wide.
But Prince Dino, that particular ball was heading straight for the top left corner of our post. Thanks to the human wall that was able to restand their ground. Else, I mean, we could have been laughing at the wrong side of our mouth. But it was a lovely strike from the Cape Verde player.
Bebe, obviously, dangerous man up front for Cape Verde Island. During his early stage of his career, he was with Manchester United. Little shame that he failed to make his talent count on the world stage. He's played for Manchester United before, but now playing his straight in Spanish football. Despite the level of football he's playing in the Spanish Liga, that is the second tier of Spanish football, he's still a man who can make his experience count for Cape Verde in this game. It behoves on the Black Stars to keep an eye on him. Now in possession is Gideon Mensah, finds Majid Ashimiru, squares the ball wide to Alexander Jiku, rolls it downwards to Mohamed Salisu. It's still Salisu. He's been forced to send the ball back to his goalkeeper, Richard Ofori. Richard Ofori, captain for the Black Stars, formerly of Aduana Stars in the Ghana Premier League. It was such a delight to watch his prowess as goalkeeper. What's earned him a place in South African football, and since joining Orlando Pirates, he's been in an absolute top form, really popular in the South African League. In possession is Mohamed Salisu for the Black Stars. Surging forward with the ball is still Salisu. Rolls the ball forward, finds Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo has been dispossessed cheaply. Now in possession is Deroy Duarte for Cape Verde Island. Sends the ball inside the 18-yard box of the Black Stars. A chance for Cape Verde. Bebe, my goodness. Too much traffic inside the 18-yard box of the Black Stars. My goodness, for a moment I thought Cape Verde had gotten the second goal of the game, but Bebe already was in an offside position.
I mean, the referees need to be very serious in this game. That was such a late caller. But again, just look at the setup. About 4 or 5 players in a white set for the Black Stars. I mean, they are just being caught off guard. So many space behind them, and then this Cape Verde side are really exploiting it. We need to be serious in this game. Look, I'm sure that Coach Chris Hutton at this juncture will be thinking about reshuffling the card. Baba Idrisu is likely to come out of this game, and also Ransford. I want to see Lesha also. He's on the bench, and he's a lovely player. I'm sure they will throw him.
Joseph Pinto on the right flank in the half of Cape Verde. It's still Joseph Pinto. Joseph in a tussle gets the better of his marker. A chance for the Black Stars. My goodness. The eventual pass by Joseph Pinto wasn't the best of efforts. He could have squared the ball for someone to connect it from outside, but it's a corner kick in favor of the Black Stars. Impressive run by Joseph Pinto. Roberto Carlos Lopez, the man who stood tall in defense for Cape Verde Island. 52 minutes played. It's corner kick for the Black Stars. Behind the ball is Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew sent the ball to the 18-yard box, but the storm has been weathered by the defenders of Cape Verde, and certainly they break the counter into the half of the senior national soccer team. Majid Ashimeru came through with a challenge on the man in 7 shirt, Giovanni, but the referee has blown his whistle. He judged that challenge by Majid Ashimeru on Giovanni to be a clumsy one, and his flash is yellow card to Joseph Pinto. Joseph Pinto has gone into the book of the referee. It was an impressive corner break by Giovanni.
Oh, I didn't think that was a cut challenge there. It was a 50-50 ball. I think that the DRC referee Ndala could have just let the game flow by not, halting play. But let's see what our coaches can afford us this particular time. 3 of them are on their feet, and I'm sure that they are thinking about at least making some substitution in there. Baba Idrisu have been a total let-off in this game. Rangsford have also not really impressed me so much. I'm sure that we are likely to see some new faces in there as it stands. 54 minutes, and it's still Cape Verde who are leading us.
Chris Hilton together with Masoud Dudi Dramani putting their heads together, trying to work something out for the Black Stars, who are down by 1. Majida Shimeru in possession finds Joseph Pinto, squares it to the right flank. Dennis Odoy finds Pinto on the overlap. Opportunity, a chance for Konisdorfer, but the defender Roberto Carlos Lopez defending with his arts on that effort. It's a corner kick in favor of the Black Stars. Goal scoring opportunity for the senior national soccer team.
Alex, a lot of credit once again to the Shamak Rovers defender. Really watching his line very well, because Joseph Pinto is such a strong and a very skillful player, very agile anytime he's stepping forward. And of course, Ransford also is trying to be a bit flexible, and lots of credit going to that Cape Verde defender, Lopez.
Tussle in the 18-yard box between Bebe and Alexander Jiku. He's such a deadly player with his head. It's a corner kick, and behind the ball is Jordan Ayew. 55 minutes played. Ball sent into the 18-yard box. A chance!
And that is it.
Parity restored. The Black Stars have recorded the equalizer. I told you, Alexander Jiku, he's such a great player with his head, and he has made that quality on his part to count for the Black Stars. It's 56 minutes played. It's certainly 1 goal apiece at the Hofebuani Stadium. It's Ghana Black Stars 1, Cape Verde 1. What a header it was by Alexander Jiku. He's such a cool customer in such situations.
Very clever finish there by the Ghana centre back. This is a leader. This is a captain. Don't forget that even when he was at French side Strasbourg, he was their captain. He's now moved on to Fenerbahce, and struggling at this juncture for him to have mastermind such a comeback for me. I tell you that it is a world-class act from Alexander Jiku, and I'm very glad. Let's see what the Black Stars can do in this game. I hope we build on this particular equalizer and lead, perhaps.
The goalkeeper stood like a statue, helpless, as he watched Alexander Jiku to head the ball to the back of the net effortlessly. 56 minutes played, and it's 1 goal apiece at the Hofebuani Stadium. Of course, after this game, we will bring you impressions from the stadium. Eric Asante is in attendance at the Hofebuani Stadium, and he will bring us live happenings at the stadium. But we are transmitting to you live from the Corridor Gardens Bar and Restaurant, number 3 Boundary Road, here at East Legon. Here is such an impressive place to be. They have weekly specials for you between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. rather. Wherever you find yourself in and around Accra, you can find your way here. If you have guests, you can bring them here, and they will be taken care of very well. This is the place to be, the Corridor Garden Bar and Restaurant. But we are transmitting to you live on Asaase, 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and also on 99.7 in Tamale. My name is Prince Sopoku, and I'm doing this with
Victor Kwab, of course. I mean, Prince, I didn't really see this goal coming. It was a surprise from Alexander Ajiku, considering how we are playing in this particular game. But I'm very excited because this is the time for the big boys to rise to the occasion. And Alexander Ajiku, as ever present always for the Black Stars, he has risen to the occasion. I'm so excited.
The atmosphere here at the Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar is that of delirium. You can hear from the background, my goodness, rallying behind the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars. Even here at the Corridor Garden Bar and Restaurant, live on Asaase, 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and also 99.7 in Tamale. 59 minutes played, and the Black Stars are drawing against the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde Island. Now the ball is with Idrisu Baba, sends it backwards. Alexander Chiku, Dennis Sadoy will keep the ball back to his goalkeeper Richard Ofori, and the Black Stars will start again. A ball over the top in set for Jordan Ayew. Nice first touch on the ball on his chest. Gideon Mensah in possession, squares the ball to Majid Ashimeru. Ashimeru in possession, searching for over the ball, rolls it downwards, finds Gideon Mensah, pushes the ball forward. The left flank is Antoine Semenyo, bumping forward with the ball inside the 18-yard box of the Kebala, and the ball has been fallen. My goodness, no! A moment ago, I thought the Black Stars had recorded a second goal. Impressive run by Antoine Semenyo. He scored the ball, a low cross it was for Joseph Pinto, but the defender needs to be credited. Steven Morera putting that pressure on Joseph Pinto, forcing him not to put the ball at the back of their net. Impressive run by the senior national soccer team. Black Stars recording the equalizer has added to the momentum of play within the setup of the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars. Of course, Chris Hilton, this is not the start he expected, but surely in the early stages of the second half, Black Stars have recorded the equalizer, and now they can go all out in search of the winner. Live from the Hofebuani Stadium on Asaase 99.5 in Accra, 100.3 in Cape Coast, 99.7 in Tamale, and also 98.5 in Kumasi. Transmitting to you live from the Corridor Gardens. This is the place to be. Victor, this is the place to be, the Corridor Gardens. My goodness.
I mean, it's really buzzing. I mean, the fans cannot just keep their voice on the low. The Black Stars have got back into the game, and this is the time to spend on. I mean, wherever you happen to find yourself, anywhere in Ghana, it is time to lift up your voice. And even the fans at the Felix Venue Boeing Stadium, this is the time to lift their voice, to spare on the boys, because I'm sure we are likely to, get
Ransford Yabua Konistofa is being substituted. He's making way for Andre Morgan Ramide Ayew. Andre Morgan Ramide Ayew has come on, captain for the Black Stars, making his 7th appearance
now
at AFCON.
Prince,
that is his 8th or 7th appearance. My goodness. Antoine Semenyo has also been substituted. He's made way for the experience in Naki Williams.
Prince, have you seen the look on Andre's face when he entered onto the pitch? Have you seen that of Inaki? It tells you also they are really hungry.
Niama has come on for Jose Pinto. It's a triple substitution for the Black Stars. Chris Hilton and his backroom staff, they want to switch things in their favor with an inspiration, not one, not two, but 3 inspirations from the bench. Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams didn't get a better touch on that effort. The ball has been sent back to the goalkeeper for Zinha for Cape Verde Island. Ball sent into the half of the Black Stars. Majid Ashimero gets ahead of Jordan Ayew, trying to control the ball in that effort. Cape Verde Island, they've won possession. Great play coming from João Paulo Monteiro Soares, but eventually the referee has blown with so funny Freeman. He says the challenge on Steven Morera by Jordan Ayew was a cynical one, and so without any hesitation, he's blown with so funny Freeman. What a game. So far, so good. This game has really lived up to the billing.
Very, very living up to the billing. And you ask me summary of the 3 substitutions for me, and I will say that this is the best reserve for the last. Great effort by Chris Hilton, throwing his best card last minute in this particular game. Let's see what Andre Inaki and what NS Niema brings into this game.
Jordan Ayew with the ball. He's been brought down eventually, right in front of the referee in Daka in Gambo, and without hesitation, he flashes his yellow card to the Roy, the Ganakawo Duarte. Duarte has gone into the book of the referee. He's gone into the books of the referee. The ambience here, my goodness, it's not easy here at the Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar. It's such a delight to be here wherever you find yourself in and around Accra. This is the venue to be, the Corridor Gardens and Bar and Restaurant. Come and experience real feeling of the African Cup of Nations 2023 edition being staged in the Ivory Coast. The venue of attraction this evening is the Hofebweni Stadium in Abidjan, transmitting to you live on Asaase Radio, the voice of our land. 64 minutes played, and the Black Stars are with a goal scoring opportunity, taking shot. And it's Nyama inside 18 yard. It's Nyama! What a save by the goalkeeper! Impressive play by Nyama. The decision by the players, by the Black Stars, was absolutely spot on. But the goalkeeper made a difference. The Black Stars, I must tell you, our discerning listeners, they can get the second goal. The ball took a hit off the hand of the Roy Duarte after the goalkeeper made that stupendous save. It eventually hit the hand of the Roy Duarte, so potentially the Black Stars could win a penalty. It's a temporary hold-up, certainly, at the Hofebweni Stadium. Delirium in the stands of the Black Stars. My goodness. What a game and what a venue. The Corridor Gardens Bar and Restaurant. What a game and what a venue. The Corridor Bar and Restaurant. A number of Ghanaians have found their way here. The referee wasn't interested in that, even though the ball hit the hand of the Roy Duarte. Victor.
I mean, I'm quite surprised that the referee Indala of DRC, did not take that opportunity. It was a lovely run from NS Nyama into the channel. Hit it came off the goalkeeper, and I think that the man in the 18th shirt for Cape Verde had a hand to it. How on earth was that not a penalty? But again, this is the Blasters of Ghana. This is a tournament, and we have to do it the hard way. Let's see what happens.
65 minutes played, and it's still one goal apiece between the Black Stars of Ghana and the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde Island. The Blue Sharks of Cape Verde. Now the Black Stars, poor pass eventually by Gideon Mensah. A chance for Bebe to fire. My goodness, what a defensive effort. What a defensive effort. Alexander Chiku inviting applause among the fans present here at the Corridor Gardens. What a magnificent defensive effort.
Well, I have told you that the former Strasbourg man, this is a real leader. Watch that game against Nigeria, World Cup qualifier. Aside goalkeeper Jojo Walcott, he was responsible. Daniel Amate was responsible. Today, Daniel Amate is on the bench. He happens to be at the heart of defense. And look at class of arts. Look at world class defending there. Very crucial intervention to have kept us in this game.
He's done that on countless occasions. Anytime he's with the Black Stars. My goodness, Alexander Jiku. Another poor play from Gideon Mensah, losing his concentration and allowing the ball to cross the line for a throw-in, going in favor of Cape Verde. Rocha is coming on for Ryan Isaac de Graca Mendes. Rocha has come on for Graca Mendes. Is the first substitution of the game for Cape Verde. They are following it up with another substitution, and with 67 minutes played, the man in 18 shirts, Rocha, has come on. Also, Mendes has also come on for Cape Verde Island, and so it's a double substitution. It's a double substitution for Cape Verde Island. Perhaps they want to regain their lead.
Well, I think that Rodriguez has also come into this particular game. I mean, he's one of the players who underscored sheet for Cape Verde in the previous African Cup of Nations. I think it was against Cameroon, and he's one of the players that we have to keep an eye on in this particular game. But let's see also what Rocha of AEK Zakioki can do in this particular game.
Andre Ayew conceding an infringement with his challenge on Steven Moreira. The referee blew his whistle for an infringement, and play has restarted. The ball in the hands of Cape Verde. A ball over the top in set for Bebe, but Mohamed Salisu will shepherd that one to be grabbed by goalkeeper Richard Ofori.
I think Richard Ofori needs to be very disciplined there. You need to be very vigilant. You need to be very sharp on that occasion. If it was another Cape Verde player who was very sharp, I mean, that ball could have ended at the back of the net for us.
Gideon Mensah in possession for the Black Stars. Gideon Mensah is still Mensah. Sends the ball to Alexander Chiku. One-time clearance. The ball has been sent away from danger. Cape Verde have won possession. Squares the ball to the left flank. In possession is Monteiro. They've still done well to hold on to possession. In possession now is João Paulo Suarez, and Storm eventually has been wedded from the half of the Black Stars. Gideon Mensah, he loses Titri in his position, the left back position. I think Cape Verde have seen that, and they've begun to exploit from that area of play. Now Dennis Odoi in the half of the Black Stars. He finds Mohamed Salisu. Long searching pass to the half of Cape Verde in set for Inaki Williams, but the defender has dispelled that growing danger. Logan Evans Costa for Cape Verde. It's a throw-in in favor of the Black Stars. Gideon Mensah has effected it. He's found Jordan Ayew in a tussle with a myriad of players of Cape Verde. He's been brought down. He's back on his feet. Is still Ghana Black Stars, and Cape Verde eventually have won possession. Now it's João Paulo Monteiro Suarez. Andre Morgan Dedayu has done well to win possession. My goodness, impressive skill by the Ghana captain. Cape Verde have won possession again, but the Black Stars are really putting in lots of efforts in front of the 18-yard box of Cape Verde.
I think we are in a haste to string passes together, but rather we need to relax a bit in an attempt to do that. But I think that Jordan Ayew needs to be a bit quick in his game. He just wants to sleep on defenders, and I think that is not something that we should be welcoming at this point in time.
Andre Ayew trying to restart his career in the French League 1 with Le Havre.
But Prince, remember, Andre Ayew in his heydays for the Black Stars. I mean, this game, he would have gone past 3-4 players in this particular game and then have made his way into the 18-yard. But unfortunately, age is on his side.
That is true. Now the ball has been sent to the right flank. In possession is Cape Verde Island. Rodriguez gets the ball into the half of the Black Stars. My goodness, what a defensive effort again by Alexander Chiku. Alexander Chiku has made a difference for the Black Stars.
Top defender, no two ways about it.
No two ways about that.
These are the kind of players we need in a national team set. Players who are ready to die for the nation. And I think that Alexander Chiku will be a book to study after this tournament in terms of the patriotism that he serves Ghanaians.
He's committed. I beg your pardon. His commitment, rather, is something that the entire squad of the Black Stars must look at and learn from. Alexander Chiku. Now the ball is inside the 18-yard box. Rodriguez sends in a cross, but that was a poor cross eventually. And Giovanni tried to keep that one in play.
I mean, Prince, what are the players doing? Just watching the ball. I mean, we need to be serious on that occasion. We've just left with less than 20 minutes to go in this game, and we cannot afford to concede at this juncture.
Alexander Jiku defending gallantly for the Black Stars in this game. He's such a top defender, Jiku. It's 73 minutes played and it's still 1 goal apiece. Ghana versus Cape Verde. Cape Verde getting ready to effect another substitution. Cape Verde getting ready to effect another substitution. The man in 17 shirt, Samedo, is getting ready to come on. Jordan Ayew in possession. He's been brought down. That was a cynical challenge committed on Jordan Ayew, and without any hesitation, referee Indaka Ingambo has flashed his yellow card to the man in 10 shirt, Monteiro. 18 shirt rather. The man in 18 shirt has
Kenny
gone into the
Rocha,
books.
Kenny Rocha as well. Was the one who received that particular yellow card, and I think that Jordan Ayew is now briefing into this game, and we know that anytime Jordan is very explosive up front, at times it ends on a good note for the Black Stars.
Thiago Manuel Bebe has been substituted. He's made way for Willie Samedo. Bebe has made way for Willie Samedo with 74 minutes on the clock. It's still 1 goal apiece. Ghana certainly has the likes of Inaki Williams and Andre Morgan Dedayu in front of goal. A man who is also a cool customer when it comes to dishing out explosive runs. Nyama is also in front of goal.
Prince, I think that Jordan Ayew would love to score for the Black Stars, because the last time he scored at the African Cup of Nations was back in Egypt, and he would love to score in this game because in Cameroon he was never on the score sheet, and as a big player as he is, he will love to score.
Nyama approaching the half of Cape Verde. It's still Nyama in front of goal. His pass was a hospital one, but he's done well to keep the ball in play. Across into the 18-yard box of Cape Verde. Jordan Ayew on the receiving end of that ball. It's still Jordan, good skill, dished out by Jordan, but Jordan again, bit of overindulgence. The Black Stars still hold on to possession. In possession is Gideon Mensah. He finds Majid Ashimiru. It's Ashimiru in front of the 18-yard box, but the eventual pass by Majid Ashimiru was a poor one, and the attack has broken down.
I mean, at least Majid Ashimiru, this second half, he's been a bit silent after getting that fantastic goal that was ruled for an offside. But Jordan Ayew again is hacking onto the ball, something that is very characteristic of him. And we need the players now. And Nes Nyama, I've not really seen him have the ball aside that first clear ball that he had. We need to serve him in this particular game, because we know that he's very smart, he's very agile, he's got a smart footwork in this particular game. Maybe one of his runs into the area could be causing us some laughter.
The Black Stars certainly are playing so well. In my perspective, they need to add the incision up front. They need to be a little bit more crafty up front. Get a second goal of this game.
Yeah, certainly we do need that in this particular game. But also considering the fact of how we have also started in most of our African Cup of Nations game, I think that a win for us in this game certainly will set the tone, a perfect tone for us in Cote d'Ivoire. Don't forget that our next game is against favorites in the group, Egypt, and we cannot afford to lose all the 3 maximum points in this game. If we cannot win, then I think that it's better we keep the draw this way.
It is that crucial for the Black Stars. Of course, in our next fixture against the Pharaohs of Egypt, it's really going to be difficult. We saw them draw against
Equatorial Guinea. Against Mozambique instead. Today against Mozambique, and you know
they nearly lost that game.
Very, and you see the way Mozambique played against Egypt alone, it should be something that should be sending a lot of shivers down the spines of Coach Chris Hughton, because nobody gave Mozambique a dogged chance to do well in that game, and to have held the Pharaohs by the scrap of the neck in that game. I tell you that the Black Stars, if they don't take them, they can be falling from the sky.
So far, so good. The so-called underdogs have not been whipping side, especially in today's fixtures. Ghana playing against Cape Verde. Obviously, on paper, Ghana are huge favorites, but that is not what we are seeing here. And the Pharaohs in the match that preceded this very fixture really found it difficult. They were able to record the equalizer from the spot in the late embers of the game. It tells you how the African football has developed. Neither of the nations always want to back down without a fight.
Oh, I love the way Andre Ayew is playing. He knows that he's not got the power. He's not so strong. He's just touching the ball. Leaves for his other colleagues to work it. I think that this time we need simple touches to work our way to our opponent's half, and let's see what can happen.
Newman switches play to the left-hand side, changing the point of attack. In possession is Jordan Ayew. Sets up Gideon Mensah on overlap, crossing to the 18-yard box. But the goalkeeper, Vozinha, has grabbed that for Cape Verde Island. 12 minutes to draw proceedings to conclusion at the Houphouët-Boigny Stadium in Abidjan. Live on Asaase, 98.5 in Kumasi, 99.5 in Accra, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and also 99.7 in Tamale.
And of course, we are live from the Corridor Gardens inside East Legon, I think, on the number 3 Boundary Road, and it's a place to be, especially if you want to have a feel of this total African Cup of Nations. But Cape Verde possessing now.
Cape Verde in the half of the Black Stars, gives the ball back to Lenini for Cape Verde Island, sends it backwards to Logan Evans Costa. In possession now is Lenini. Around the center part of the field, squares the ball to Steven Moreira. In possession now is Deroy Duarte for Cape Verde Island, rolls it backwards to Lenini, gets the ball forward. Cape Verde trying to get a penetration through the defenders of the Black Stars, and he keeps it back to Roberto Carlos Lopez. Locates Logan Evans Costa. The ball is in the half of Cape Verde Island. In possession is Roberto, a ball over the top. Great play coming from Cape Verde Island. Monteiro in possession for Cape Verde Island. A long searching pass to the right flank. Nice first touch on the ball. Beautiful touch on the ball. Squares it wide. It's a V1 situation. Gets the ball into the 18-yard box, but that attack has been dispelled by Gideon Mensah, and eventually Cape Verde will concede an infringement in the half of the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Cape Verde Island a while ago swung their passes together beautifully, and the Black Stars have been left off the hook. Impressive run by the players of Cape Verde.
I mean, that was a lovely touch.
The technique on that effort was magnificent.
Very spot on there, and then they are still leading us in terms of possession, 51% and 49% for the Blasters. And that means that the Blasters have now walked into the game, because earlier on we were playing below 40%.
And did you expect the Black Stars to be the second best, playing against a side like Cape Verde Island? They've been the better side. That is an undisputed fact.
I mean, it's undisputed facts, I mean, in this particular game. But you see, going by what the AFCON present, it is not about how many lots of possession you play. It's about taking your chances when they fall to you. And I think that that is what matters, because in the previous game, Egypt dominated, played all the game, but yet they were held by Mozambique.
Cape Verde, obviously, the Blue Sharks, they are hoping to surpass expectations again in the African Cup of Nations. Mohamed Salisu in possession for the Black Stars. Salisu, a ball over the top in search for Inaki Williams, who has been silent since coming on.
Prince, I was thinking Inaki was going to
touch on the ball.
I was thinking he was going to play from the wings, because that is where he's been most effective. When you play him as a pivot, most of the time it renders him useless, because at Atletico Bilbao, most of the time he plays from the wing with those his dribbles, those his smartness. But if you decide to play him as a pivot, I think that you're not really going to nest anything out of him.
And he's been completely marked out of the game since coming on. Cape Verde Island inside the 18-yard box. A chance for Cape Verde. What a save by goalkeeper Richard Ofori.
Really making a case for himself there, goalkeeper Ofori.
Magnificent save with his leg. A strike from outside the box. My goodness, it took a deflection, and the player was already in an offside position. Cape Verde nearly recorded their second of the game, but Richard Ofori with his leg has made a difference, denying Cape Verde on that effort. What a save it was. 8 minutes to end this game, and that could prove to be costly for the Black Stars. My goodness.
I mean,
the Black Stars nearly conceded a second goal of the game, and Duarte really disappointed on that occasion. Gilson is getting ready to come on, and another Duarte for Cape Verde is also getting ready to come on. And the men who are making way are Giovanni is making way for Gilson. Double substitution in the late embers of the game for Cape Verde Island. Also the men in 10 shirt for Cape Verde, Monteiro, he's also made way, and corner kick effected into the area of the Black Stars. Cape Verde will pick up the pieces. Opportunity for him to whip in the cross. A chance for Cape Verde. Good defensive effort. Pressure still looms on the Black Stars. Cape Verde, they still hold on to possession, but he had a heavy touch on that effort. The ball has crossed the line for a goal kick.
Well, Prince, the truth is that I've not been very excited by the Black Stars since I started watching them. Aside that squad that ended their play in 2015, most of the time, if we are at even or we are in the lead, we seem to be very jittery. We don't play our heart out unless we are down. Then we now start chasing the game, and I think that it's a mentality that Coach Chris Hughton have to flash out of the mind of these players.
84 minutes play, so far so good. It's still 1 goal apiece. The Black Stars drawing against Cape Verde. Certainly the Stars have all their players who potentially can make the difference for them on the field of play. Now it's Enes Nuema on the left flank in the half of Cape Verde Island. Opportunity for him to whip in the cross. It's still Nuema. He holds on to possession, sensing the cross. A chance for the Black Stars. My goodness. The ball seemed to have taken a hit off the defender's hand, but the referee again is not interested in that. It was a decent cross into the area of Cape Verde. In his attempt to clear the ball from danger, Roberto Carlos Lopez.
Prince, I think there's a VAR check for that particular situation. Let's see what comes out. Certainly.
That.
I mean, lovely ball from Enes Nuema.
Lovely ball into the area of Cape Verde. In his attempt to defend it, the man in 23 shirt, Steven Moreira, rather, his hand touched the ball, and the referee, my goodness, whose decision so far I think has not gone in favor of the Black Stars. And once again, he wasn't interested in that. He didn't even watch the video footage. Play continues. 86 minutes played. Now the ball is on the right flank. The linesman has signaled. He said the challenge by Gideon Mensah was a cynical one. The man in 17 shirt for Cape Verde Island was brought down in a cynical fashion according to the referee, and so he's blowing his whistle for an infringement. He's blowing his whistle for an infringement. And Majid Ashimero has been substituted. He's played so well for the Black Stars. Ashimero, he has been substituted. Majid Ashimero has been substituted. He's made way for Abdul Salih Samet. He's made way for Salih Samet. Benchimo, according to the referee, was brought down in a cynical fashion, and Cape Verde have an infringement to execute, not in the kindness of angle, but if he comes through with the right ball into the area of the Black Stars, that could prove to be dangerous. With 87 minutes on the clock, nothing left on the clock, 87 minutes played, and behind the ball is the man in 19 shirt for Cape Verde Island, Texera. Now, the ball has been sent into the area of the Black Stars. They've gotten the ball from danger. Enes Nuema has been fouled. Abdul Salih Samet, rather. The Black Stars tried to break the counter into the half of Cape Verde, and what followed was an important foul that was dished out by the men in H sets, João Paulo Monteiro Soares for Cape Verde. In possession is Jordan Ayew. He sends the ball to his brother, Andre Ayew. It's still Jordan approaching the half of Cape Verde. Inside the 18-yard box, it's Jordan. Jordan still holds on to possession, surrounded by a number of players of Cape Verde. Sends it across, a chance for the Black Stars. But the storm eventually has been weathered. The storm eventually has been weathered. The Black Stars will do well to win back possession. But Cape Verde have recuperated possession. Squares the ball to the left flank. In possession is Duarte for Cape Verde Island. The Black Stars have done so well to win back possession, and Andre Ayew, he locates the ball up front, was trying to locate Inak Williams, who has not seen much of the ball since coming on. 89 minutes played, almost nothing left on the clock, and it's still 1 goal apiece. Victor.
Yeah, certainly. I think that it has to do with the way Inak Williams was deployed in this particular game. That is not his favorite position. He will love to trickle in from the right-hand side.
But Black Stars, there's a real opportunity for Cape Verde Island. Another stupendous save by the goalkeeper, Richard Ofori. Standing tall in pose. His perfect athleticism has made a difference for the Black Stars. Inaki Williams. And Nyama was searching for Inaki Williams, but the defender under pressure has knocked it out for an attacking throw-in. Just look at the transition from midfield. My goodness.
I think we are in to see some great goalkeeping in this competition. We've seen so many goalkeepers who have already been up to the task. Jesus Uno, we've also seen, and then also our own Richard Ofori is also living up to the billing. Great goalkeeping by our standard there. 90
minutes exhausted at the Hofebweni Stadium, and we are doing 8 minutes of additional time. 8 minutes of additional time. Which of these two sides will make it count in their favor? But this game, I must reveal to you, our discerning listeners, that it has really lived up to the billing. The Black Stars have come into this game strongly, even though in terms of possession they've been a second best. But with how they are playing, they can get the second goal.
Well, it's a big 8 minutes on our hands. Of course, right from Qatar, we've seen that the minutes that have been added to matches have always increased because any minute delay will be added. And let's see.
My goodness, a chance for Cape Verde, and the Black Stars have conceded. Drama at the death. Cape Verde Island slack defending inside the 18-yard box of the Black Stars, and that was an instinctive finish. Disappointing for the Black Stars.
Very disappointing. I was just
heartbreaking for the Black Stars.
Heartbreaking, of course. I mean, Prince. No,
Alexander Chiku, together with a number of defenders, plus the goalkeeper, the lack of communication costing the Black Stars at the death of this game.
Oh, so let's just look at it. We have got over 4, 5, 6 players, and just look at how he was able to go through those bodies.
Mohamed Salisu. The ball went through his legs. He was calling for an offside, but surely he was not in an offside position, as Cape Verde Island have recorded their second of the game with nothing, absolutely nothing left on the clock. The man who has scored the second goal for Cape Verde Island is the man in 11 shirt for them.
Rodriguez, I mean, very fantastic player. Rodriguez scored in the previous AFCON, and he yet again brought on into this particular game. And then he has...
Look at how, Victor, they went to the fans in the stands to celebrate with them. My goodness, that was an instinctive finish. He said, thank you very much. Mere formality for him to bury the ball to the back of the net, and just look at the excitement on the part of the players of Cape Verde Island. Rodriguez getting emotional. It was an easy finish for him. owing to slack defending efforts by the Black Stars defenders,
But Prince-
particularly Mohamed Salisu.
Prince, I wish we could have seen that goal from different angles because, I mean, when the Blasters one occurred, we saw it from different angles and we understood the situation. This one, it was just a one-sided angle and I'm not really excited to have seen the other side of where Rodriguez hits that ball from.
This really heartbreaking, compromising the chances of the Black Stars to gain the needed qualification from Group B, a group that features the Pharaohs of Egypt and Mozambique against Egypt. In a fixture that preceded this, really dished out scintillating performance. They nearly won that game. But of course, the Pharaohs of Egypt recorded the equalizer ahead of Inaki Williams. My goodness. Just look at the level of anticipation on the faces of the players of the Black Stars on the touchline. The header came from Baba Idrisu, but it drifted wide the goalpost. My goodness.
Well, I mean, Prince, I'm not very surprised that we conceded in the dying embers of the game. You check our statistics and you realize that this has been very bad for the Blasters. Busufal in our game against Morocco scored us on the 83rd minute. You also look at how Ben Buhini also scored from Comoros against us on the 85th minute. It tells you that we completely lose focus in the dying embers of the game, and it's something that we need to be working on.
In possession is Dennis Odoi from Richard Ofori for the Black Stars. A ball over the top in search for Inaki Williams, but the defender would dispel that growing danger. Roberto Carlos Lopez.
I mean, after all the hard work, Prince, after all the hard work, it's very painful.
It's a throw-in effected. Black Stars in possession. Now inside the 18-yard box opportunity, but the referee has judged that to be a goal kick. Baba Idrisu adding to the attacking prowess of the Black Stars, even though he is a holding midfielder. 6 of the 8 added by the referee exhausted. 2 minutes to draw proceedings to conclusion at the Hofebweni Stadium, and the Black Stars, heartbreaking, they are losing this game. Cape Verde leading them by 2-1, and Cape Verde have another opportunity, but the referee has judged the challenge on Alexander Chiku to be a clumsy one, and so he's blown his whistle for an infringement. The referee has blown his whistle for an infringement.
I mean, not the best of play from the Blasters in these last minutes. I was thinking that at least after getting that goal, we're going to come very strong into this game. But that goal from the Cape Verde player have really cost us a lot. It has cut our team into pieces at the back, and you can see that there's no emergency now from the Blasters of Ghana.
How do you fancy the performance of the referee? I think that his decisions hasn't gone in favor of the Black Stars.
Yeah, I mean, the referee. I mean, in Dala, I've not been very enthused about some of the calls he has opted for in this particular game against the Black Stars, and I think that well, it's football. At times, you just have to accept it.
The referee's decision, in my perspective, in my candid opinion, has been questionable. A number of them in this game, but of course, the Black Stars are losing to Cape Verde in their maiden 2023 AFCON fixture. After all the hard work, going down by 1 in the first half and clinching the equalizer in the early stage of the second half, the Black Stars are back into the abyss. They are trailing Cape Verde by 2-1. In possession is Cape Verde Island. Rodriguez was trying to locate his man up front. The Black Stars have won possession. Now is Abdul Salih Samet for the Black Stars. Squares the ball, finds Baba Idrisu for the Black Stars. Switches play to the right-hand side of attack. It's Ernest Nyama. It's Nyama with the ball. Opportunity for Nyama. Sends in a cross, but that has taken a deflection. Dennis Odoi has picked up the pieces. Sends the ball back to Nyama. Opportunity for him to whip in the cross. A chance for the Black Stars. The storm eventually again has been weathered by Cape Verde. The ball is around the center part of the field. Black Stars trying to control the ball, but Cape Verde nearly broke the counter into the half of the Black Stars. A long searching pass into the half of Cape Verde Island, and one time the ball has been hooped from danger, but not too good a clearance it was. Corner kick for the Black Stars.
I mean, he would have to keep the pots on his head and
Corner
hope
kick
that
for the Black Stars.
we do well in the next game.
My goodness, Salih Samed in possession for the Black Stars, gets the ball in a very dangerous position. A chance for the Black Stars. Across, a header over the crossbar. It is Inaki Williams with that fantastic header, but he didn't get lucky, Victor.
Not very lucky on that occasion. I mean, that was a textbook header, but it was always going to rise onto the roof of the net, and it looks to be a very disappointing first outing for the Black Stars. As usual, it's not something that Ghanaians are new to.
Cape Verde definitely haven't disgraced themselves in this fixture. They've stood toe-to-toe against the Black Stars, and the 8 minutes added by the referee certainly has been exhausted. The referee at the center of this game in Dakar, in Gambo, at any moment from now will blow his whistle to bring this game to a conclusion. Heartbreaking for the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Again, it will be only moment of serendipity on the part of the Black Stars to secure a draw in this game. 9 minutes of injury time exhausted, and the referee has blown his whistle. It's full in Abidjan. It's the Black Stars who have lost in their maiden fixture at the 2023 African Cup of Nations to Cape Verde. This surely isn't the start we expected, Victor.
I mean, it's not a start we expected. The same thing happened in Morocco. We lost to Morocco by a goal to 0, and here we are again in Ivory Coast. We are losing to this particular side, Cape Verde side. It's quite disappointing for me, but I think that we played out well. We were jittery in some moments of the game, and the very minute that we were a bit lackadaisical, it really cost us, and it's a bit heartbreaking, very painful for most of the Ghanaians. It's a silent night in the capital.
My goodness, the Black Stars continue to wander in the wilderness. We've been doing that for far too long. It's full time at the Hofeboueni Stadium, and we transmitted to you live from the Corridor Gardens Restaurant and Bar, number 3 Boundary Road, here at East Legon. The next fixture of the Black Stars will be against the Pharaohs of Egypt, while in Group B, the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde will also play against Mozambique. In fact, the Black Stars didn't expect this fixture, this scoreline, surely. And so tomorrow, we will have the Teranga Lions of Senegal.
Occasionally, we showed good signs. Nyama came on, and I didn't see the real impact that he made. I thought Pencil was giving them or asking them a lot of questions. Maybe Osman Bukari should have come on for Joseph Pencil instead of Ernest Nyama. Dedayu came on, wanted to try to, whip up the energy levels of the team, but I don't think he made that much of an impact. All in all, I think first half seemed to me much better than our second half, and the hope is that the boys will regroup and come back against Egypt in a much stronger way.
Okay, Mr. Lucky, quickly, so we go. We've seen the mistakes we've done. Do you think that this was from the boys, or it was from the bench, like from the coach? We saw some of the substitutions. We were asking lots of questions. But on the other hand, we also say that you a player can't be on the pitch and play nonsense. So at the end of the day, we don't have to blame games, but at the end of the day, Ghanaians are blaming people on social media. Who do you think should take the blame? Fair enough.
I think that eventually the buck stops with the manager, and for whatever the players may have done or may not have done, eventually the buck stops with the manager. Yes, there were moments in the game where you could identify certain individuals and say, okay, this guy is not performing, this guy is not performing, like Ransford Yeboah, like Dennis Odor. I am still struggling to understand the idea behind the DIU, substitution. Like Neil said, the Ernest Nyama substitution. So there are moments where the players themselves did not pull their weight. But clearly you could see that structurally there's a problem with this team. There's a huge structural problem. Tactically, there's a problem with this team, and it's the manager. because you need to map up a strategy that would enhance the strength of this team and try and minimize the weakness of this team. And he's not been able to do that, and he's not been able to do that in a long while. We've talked about it clearly. For me, Chris Houston, the deficiencies of Chris Houston has come to bear, and he does not, get his act right. There's no way we are getting out of this group. We're outplayed by the Cape Verdeans. We played moments, and you see, this is a tournament. You do not play moments. You go all out 90 minutes. If you decide to play moments, come on, you'll be torn to shreds. I watched the Ivorians. Yes, it's early days yet, but these guys will tear up. They will tear us apart. The Senegalese, I've not seen them yet, but they will tear us apart. The Moroccans will tear us apart. We cannot play in moments, and that's what we've done in this Cape Verdean game. And eventually, we're caught by, you may want to say, a mishap in the defense, but listen, it was coming. In the second half, it was coming. Ofori bailed us out on 2 occasions, but it was coming. And you cannot blame anybody but the manager.
All right, then. So this is where we bring tonight's commentary to an end. This is Asaase Radio 99.5 here in Accra, where we are bringing you live, where we brought you the live commentary from Corridors Gardens Restaurant Temba. We are 99.7 in Tamale, 98.5 in Kumasi, and 100.3 in Cape Coast. Asaase Radio, the voice of the land. See you tomorrow.